Welcome to the Life at Next podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's nice to see you, Kate. So do you want to give us a bit of an intro of who you are and what you do in the business?
So my name's Kate Shelton and I'm the Data Operations Manager in the Branded Division. I've been doing that job for about 2 years and it's essentially responsible for working with all the brands, new ones and existing ones, to get the product data from the brands into our product systems to get out the items selling on the website as quickly as possible.
So pretty crucial then, because if that doesn't go on, we're not selling any brands.
No, bad times.
Bad times. And has that always been where you started, or what's your journey at Next been? Where did that start?
So no, completely different area of business. Okay. I've moved around several different departments, which is obviously great in terms of experience. So I actually started off working in the team that produced the Next directory.
Oh, nice.
If anyone remembers that.
No, I think, let's be honest, everyone remembers that. Of a certain age.
Yeah, of a certain age, yeah. Maybe. Good old days. I worked in the team that essentially bought that directory, so managing the print of it, and then we did a lot of associated publications, so smaller magazines, inserts, all those type of things we used to manage.
Just before we carry on the episode, you might notice my voice is a little bit croaky. Hopefully you stick with us and enjoy the rest of the episode. What was that like when did you join that when the Next directory was already at its prime?
I'd say just before.
Just before?
Yeah, just before. And then we went up to about, I think it was 9 catalogues a year that we were doing. Ooh. And then all the associated ones of that.
And was it as big? Because it was iconic, right? Let's be honest, especially for us. And I think British culture in general, it was.
Yeah, it was a sit down with a cup of tea, getting excited that it was being delivered, turning over the pages of what you wanted to buy from the catalogue.
Yeah, and I guess, it's, like all things at Next, they evolve, don't they? And I guess you've evolved with it. So where did you go after that?
So went off to have a child, my first child, and then came back. And then after that, I moved into e-commerce. So working in the international team over in e-commerce, so on the growth and development of all the different websites. So specifically, I started looking after campaigns, so all the different homepage campaigns that we do from an international point of view and the marketing associated with that. And then I moved on to look after supporting on the search, so the different algorithms, merchandising of the sites, and then supporting the UK team on that.
And what was that transition like? Because that's very different.
Yes. Print versus e-commerce, completely different world, but very exciting. So got to use some of the skills I'd learned from the planning and organising, from the printing of the directory, to applying that to the kind of role in e-commerce. So it was very different, but a nice change.
And what was the biggest difference or biggest learning?
I think probably how fast-paced it was. So with the directory, you had set schedules of when things were going to print. We knew, things moved now and again, but there was a set schedules. Whereas in e-commerce, if something's down on the website or if something's wrong, right now that is impacting sales. You need to sort it out, put everything down and stop that. So it's a lot more fast-paced.
I mean, Next in general is fast anyway, but you're saying that's faster.
Yeah. E-commerce is probably the fastest paced area that I've worked in.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then after that, did you then go into the role you're in now? Or?
Yeah, so I had another child.
There's a pattern.
That's it, I'm done now. Second one done. And then I moved over to the brands department, so working within the branded operations team. So supporting all the buyers and merchandisers in terms of their admin related tasks, essentially working with all the brands, getting their items onto our website as quickly as possible.
And what are the skills that you've taken through right from your first day to now that you think?
I'd say the planning and organising is still a big part of that. The other one is probably process and the efficiencies. So within every job that I've done, a lot of the role is been about looking at the process and how we can improve that, how we can make it quicker, how we can take out waste, all of those different things. So that definitely is a big part of what we do now. So how can we get the items live quicker? How can we get the data more accurate? How can we optimise to get the best sales from those items? So that's probably the biggest one.
And is that something you thrive off as well?
Yeah. Love a process.
Do you?
Yeah. Love a process improvement. Yeah, definitely. It's a skill set that I feel like has really helped me and I've been able to apply to all the roles I've done at Next.
Yeah. That's really good because, some people are just chaos in a jar, as I describe it. But I do love a process or a plan or a direction or something like that we can use and work towards. Which But then equally, I do like the fact that as well with the business, that there's these opportunities that pop up and then you have to create a plan.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just be like, oh, we're on this plan and that's it. I like that new things come in.
And I definitely think in all the roles that I've done, you have the opportunity to do that. And I think across the whole of Next, it's all about challenging what you do. Now, how can you kind of do that better, or starting completely from scratch? Yeah. So when I first started, we didn't have, back in the print days, we didn't have the brand or label publication. That was starting from scratch. And putting that all in place. And then also we did a lot of international mailers. We didn't have a plan in place for that. And it's about, okay, where we're going to print those. Are we going to print them in the UK? Are we going to print them internationally? So there's definitely a lot of opportunity to start from scratch and grow processes as much as refine existing ones.
And both those areas now are growing, aren't they, a lot, both international and brands as well. And what's the biggest growth you've seen with the brands in your role?
Probably the amount of brands. So when I first joined, it was all about getting as many items from all of the different brands as we could as quickly as possible. Over the last few years, we've kind of refined that to look at the ones that are profitable. So whilst we might have seen a reduction in the amount of lines of the brands, we're selling the ones that are most profitable, which is obviously the best way forward.
Which works for us nicely, very nicely.
And then I guess all the new brands, so the exciting seasons ones that we've got coming on, to the more premium brands. It's been really nice to see the kind of growth and the whole project from start through to where it's at now.
And when you're talking with those brands around the data, what just go into detail, describe what that is, because I guess when you say data, it could be you're just looking at ones and zeros. Or
so it's all about the actual items of clothing. So this is a mint velvet jacket, whatever you want, overshirt, and the product teams will decide, and the buyers and merchandisers, we're going to buy this particular item, we're going to buy it in this many sizes. We need to have the different sizes they're going to sell it in. We need the fabric compositions. We need the fits, all of those different items that are mandatory to get an item online and approved, if it makes sense. So it's everything about the item. And then it could be the optimization side of it as well. So anything we can do to add additional attribution to the item. So is it something that you'd wear to a party? Is it something that you'd wear, I don't know, for sportswear? All of those different additional kind of data points. It's about getting those from the brand to optimize the item on the website.
And do we have to set out those categories from the start so it's just not chaos?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Although sometimes they don't always follow those rules. So it's about us policing to make sure that they do. There are certain what we call allowables for all the different categories and all of the different attributes, genders. There's a whole mix of things that we say you need to supply in this particular format and for these particular allowables, so that we can make sure that it goes onto the website.
And then that data is then reflected in a visually appealing way on the website.
Yes. So if you were searching for an item under, I don't know, women's jackets, as long as this was under the category women's jackets, it would have been.
Which you'd hope it would be.
It's my job to make sure it is.
If it's not, you're like, oh God, please let it be. Please let it be. And in all your time here, what kind of, if people are listening to this, that are like, oh, shall I join for Next? Like, how long you've been here? Sorry?
Nearly 15 years.
Nearly 15. Oh, same. Yeah. So, God, 15-year bracket. There you go.
Yeah. Makes you feel old.
Yeah, it does. It really does. What sort of advice would you give to people that are thinking of joining, or maybe never considered joining Next?
I'd say, definitely do it. Loads of benefits. I think the big one for me is the people. So the people that I've met along the way, there's just so much opportunity to meet the different people and how they can kind of help you in your role. And then also the opportunity that you get once you're in. I've been really lucky that I've worked in several different departments, and there definitely is the opportunity if you come in and think, actually, this isn't for me, I'd like to work in, brands or whichever department it is. There is definitely that opportunity to move around and have those experiences. Yeah,
because there's so many industries, especially on the Enderby campus, so many here, from tech to, from tech to product to marketing, there's a ridiculous amount.
It's vast, and I think often, even been here for 15 years, there's departments or people that you come across, you think, oh, I didn't know that was a team or a thing.
There's that many of you, oh, okay. And then you want to find out more, right? And you're like, tell me. So, and when you say people, what do you mean by that? Because a lot of people say, oh, it's the people. It comes up a lot.
Yeah.
And I get it. What does it mean to you?
I guess it's the friendship. Part of it's friendships that you make. So I met my husband through work, my best friend through working here. And then I guess it's, the friendships that you make inside and outside of work and within the team that make you want to come to work. They make work enjoyable. And then I guess it's about the contacts, and if you make friends with people in different departments, you never know when you might need to kind of call on them. So definitely having that list of contacts and people and relationships that you build up definitely helps get things done, because Next is a vast, complex business. So having someone that knows something definitely helps.
Yeah, you do. And I think as well, like you say, when you get to that 15-year mark, you do, especially new people coming in, or, you know, people that are just starting the journey, or people that just want you to connect, you definitely get more people go, I don't know who to go to, but I'll start with you.
Yeah, you can tell me.
Yeah. That comes up a lot. It might be in your area or around your area. It's nothing to do with me, but speak to that person. Yeah.
I know someone that can help you sort that out. So that's definitely useful.
And what's kept you here for this time, other than, you know, you say the people as well, but what do you really enjoy about the work and stuff, or about the brand?
Yeah, I think people is a big part of it. And I think, as I said before, it's the opportunities that I've had. I have never been bored in any of the roles that I have done at Next, or if I've got to that point, I've moved on or had the opportunity to do something else. So it's about, just having those experiences and being able to move on and try something different. But then I think also the benefits. So I've had 2 children, as I said, they've both gone through the nursery at Next.
Oh, have they?
Super
Nice.
helpful having them at the bottom of the car park. So if one of them bumps ahead, you can go and sort them out straight away and not have to drive. So that's definitely a big one. And then, the other benefits that come alongside the job.
And I've not got kids, but is that nursery good? Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Ofsted outstanding.
Is it?
Yeah, again.
Again.
Yeah, it is definitely amazing. Even the food that they eat, just everything, the things that they do,
Yeah, because I think have they got their own chef?
Yes, yeah. So my youngest daughter's eating smoked salmon pate on rice cakes, and then my child at school's eating turkey Twizzlers and beans. So definitely it is. She eats better than me sometimes.
Wow. Smoked salmon on a rice cake.
Yeah.
I might
What
go
a great
up there.
snack.
I might go up there.
I know, yeah.
I might go
snack.
up there.
Suggest it to the restaurant.
Yeah. Then have a little nap and, you know.
On a mat. Yeah, it's great.
No, I mean, it is a real good benefit for sure. There's some great benefits here. It really, really is. And kind of where's brands going? Like, where do you see it evolving? How do you see it evolving?
I guess the big part at the minute and the focus is on the premium brand. So that's a big growing part of the branded division. Really excited to be part of that journey and see those launch. So that's a big one. And then again, it's refining the product selection we've got now in terms of continuing to make sure that the items are from those brands are as profitable as possible. About growing those areas too.
Yeah, there's a lot of growth in brands.
Yeah.
Loads of growth.
Yeah.
And because I remember did it start as a label? Or sort of?
Yeah, I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, and then it just kind of carried on growing and growing and growing and got to the point where it was like, oh, hang on, like, let's add even more brands on.
Yeah, I think we're up to about 800 or something.
800?
Yeah, there's a lot to deal with, yeah.
That is nuts. And do we give the same level of service to, I don't know, a smaller brand as we do a Nike or something like that?
Yeah, in terms of onboarding the brand and getting the products online, all of that would be exactly the same. I guess in terms of refining once they're existing brands, our focus would be on the bigger ones, the ones that are more profitable, the ones that we need to spend kind of more time on. But the day-to-day service would be similar depending on whatever the brand was.
That's good. That's good we do that though. So you say in brands, but do you still work with e-com a lot? Or?
Yeah, still really, So our responsibility is get the items and all of their data into the product systems. That then flows through to e-commerce, and then they will make the item live once stock comes in. And we've got imagery, which is also managed by another lady in my team. as long as the stock comes in, the item will go live. But yeah, it's a very close working relationship with e-commerce. So I definitely feel that I have benefited from being in e-commerce first before I've come to product, and then vice versa. It definitely helps that all-round knowledge.
Yeah, because you've got the understanding of what that team are doing, and you can see it from both sides of the fence, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely helped me.
Yeah, that's really good. And do you feel like what's some of like the main key learnings you've took from, like, say, each one of your roles? What would you say the key learning is from each of those? Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, you're throwing me now. Great question. I think it's about being adaptable. So no 2 days are the same at Next. And I think you can have a plan, like we've talked about before, be going along with that, and that not something comes along that means that it's thrown you off your plan. And I think you've got to be adaptable. You've got to be willing to change. Next is so fast paced, always changing, always striving for more. You've got to have that flexibility and adaptability. And I definitely think that stands you in good stead for any role across Next.
I totally agree. Do you think, because I think if you said to some people the fast pace, they go, oh, but you're not saying it in a negative way, are you?
Oh, no, absolutely. No. It's exciting. I think that I couldn't do a job that was very slow. I think there are some days that are faster than others. And I think you definitely can adapt to it. It's not for everyone, but definitely it's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. And it's, like you say, it's not like we're just work. There's still, like you say, you've built relationships here. Husband, best friend, nursery is everything. You're still having that life. It's just a case of, it's just really the nature of retail, isn't it? Really, yeah. It's just,
especially in online, the fast-paced side of it. But there's definitely time for play as well as the work side of it as well.
Yeah, and enjoying those moments of when things go really well, when things launch, and we all. We work hard, but equally we, like you say, like we play hard as well. So I hate that expression. I don't know why I've said it. I don't know why I've said that. I hate that. I hate that I've said it.
It's all right, I'll let you off.
Yeah, it's really not good. Really not good. So what some of the, other than the seasons and the high premium brands, what are some of the things that we're doing with brands in the future that, other things that we might be doing?
So personally, from my point of view, it's all about AI and automation.
Ooh, okay.
That word. And about, again, obviously I work in an operational role, so it's very operational process driven. So it's about how can we improve the processes that we have at the minute with the use of automation, AI, make things quicker, faster, getting the items online quicker, getting the product data in quicker, more accurately. How can we remove the human error that we potentially get in some of our processes at the minute using those forms? So that's definitely a big focus in brands in my particular role.
Yeah, because I guess with more processes, I guess you can apply more AI and automation to processes. Is that a wrong assumption? Or
no, absolutely. Yeah. You can do that.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
And what will that then be? A time saver to allow you to do other things, or?
So I guess, from a time point of view, that definitely helps. It's also about the accuracy of it. So the more attribution data we can get about an item, the more areas of the website it will appear on.
Got you.
The more visibility it is to customers. So it's about how can we get that data, more accurately, quicker, obviously, but more accurately as well.
So is that at the moment done in a manual way?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of it. It very, very much depends on the brands. Right. Some of it the brands will supply, some of it we will do. So it's about trying to push back. A big project we're working on at the minute is pushing back to the brands. You know the products better than we do. What else can we say about this product or attribute to it to get that in the face of the customer on our website? And how can we do that accurately so they're not hand typing in spreadsheets, taking it out of their systems or whatever that be, directly into our system. So that's a big focus for us.
Yeah, that makes total sense, because then if they're not having to do it and you're not, and there's something there automated or AI driven, that's going to free both of you up to then look at loads of other things.
Get more products on.
Get more products on, grow the brand, grow the offering, work with e-com to develop that more. Loads of things. No, I mean, it's such an interesting role, and it's great you've been through that, and it's great that Do you ever look back at the directory and kind of think, oh, where I've started to where now, like how have I got here, or like, oh wow.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to kind of reflect on that, and I'm so glad I got to be part of that world when it was a big part of the world. But I think definitely I'm pleased where I'm at now in terms of the e-commerce and the online side of it, and within brands. Yeah, I think grown a lot.
Yeah, 100%. Well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
No, it's been great. I really appreciate you, sharing that 15-year story in such a short time, but it does go quick though, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Doesn't feel like 15.
No.
I can't believe I can be that old for 15 years.
Yeah, well, you're only as old as you fit. Oh God, I'm saying something else now. Stop me from saying these cheesy sayings. But no, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.